Hello and welcome back to Sending Readings. My name is Rain, and this is your reading for my lovely Pisces people for the Super Blood Wolf Moon Total Lunar Eclipse that is happening or has happened on the 20th and the 21st of January, and the eclipse energies tend to last for about 2 weeks, so this reading will go through to the 3rd of February. And after that, I'll do another weekly reading and continue on from there. But for now, let's begin with Pisces moon. With some astrology, I'm going to actually pull a planet card and a house card to see what area of your life and your personality is affected by this eclipse, what's coming up for healing, etc. And also, I will have a little read of the information that's in the book. I'm not extremely knowledgeable when it comes to astrology, but I know that it has a massive influence. I've always been affected by it. Full moons and just other astrology. Come from a family that puts a lot of stock into astrology and what it can do for you, basically. Okay. The moon card for Pisces. And 6. Okay. Alright, so the planet that is affected for all the lovely Pisces people out there is the unconscious, sensitive, inner emotions and responses. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I keep saying that, yeah. I'm not sure if that will help. Okay, so the moon. That's very cool that it's a full moon and the moon is the planet that's affecting you guys. So it must be quite full on for the Pisces out there that I'm reading for today. Because, yeah, it being a super blood wolf moon and total lunar eclipse and your actual planet that's being affected being the moon, I can imagine it would be quite full on, as they say. Okay, so the house that's affected for Pisces is the home and the roots of your being. So, cohabitation, marriage, all that business. Okay, I'm going to give you some information from the book really quickly, so that you get an understanding of what the astrological influences of this eclipse are playing out for you. Might make it a little bit easier for you to sort of see through the circumstances, which are actually lessons playing out for you, to be able to actually see the lesson amongst all of the stuff that's going on. Okay, so going to check out the moon card. It says the current energy is focused on the part of you that is represented by the moon, and it is the part of your personality which is engaged in the question or issue. So what does the moon represent in astrology? As we sleep, our unconscious processes the happenings of the day. Experiences and reactions are considered and committed to memory. This process is part of our inner selves, and it is this inner self that is affected by that matter in hand. Something is touching you deeply, and you need to at least sleep on it, taking careful note of your dreams and feelings as you awake. The moon describes what we are really like on the inside, our instinctive hidden self, and in the early hours of the morning, before we open our eyes, we are most in touch with our inner selves. This is when our vulnerable and emotional self can be most easily felt. The real moon in the sky can only reflect the sun's light, and in this way you should reflect on issues. Just as we cannot expose ourselves to the heat of solar energy for long periods and need time in the shade, so too do we need space and time to make sense of our daily experiences and busy lives. Very nice. There's only one more paragraph. I'm actually going to read it. It says, your feelings are the only thing that can guide you now. So try not to overanalyze or explain too much. Just feel your truth, for it exists deep within, and an earlier vague memory may assist if you can let your instincts guide you. Alternatively, your mother or another nurturing female from the family may have answers to the matter or question in hand. If the question has... Okay, that doesn't apply. Sorry, guys. Can be carried with reading. All right, and so next is the 4th house. Let's check out the 4th house. I say this, having this deck is a very cool way of learning the significance of these houses and planets, etc. Okay, so we have the fourth house. This area of your life involves a parent or child in your home or roots. You could be considering moving house or just making some comfortable improvements. Or perhaps domestic matters are an issue and you are focused on the family you live with. This choice could also describe an inner you, or who you are when you shut the door against the world and kick your shoes off. Here is the very personal and private you, your unconscious self, and who you really are underneath all else. Only those who have lived with you, both in the past and now, see this other secret side to you. Experiences of early childhood influence and shaped who you are deep inside today. Your ancestors and family background have also formed your roots and sense of where you come from. In this area of your life, you may find memories or deep hidden feelings that are to do with the past. Perhaps you can find an old teddy bear and it brings memories of how you used to cuddle it at night. Or maybe you go through old family photos and it awakens reminiscences from the past. A parent may be involved or should be consulted, but this is a time when parents and your home are important. The answer to the matter you're considering could be found in your home or by considering the family or people you live with. Okay, so deep. Go Pisces. All right, let's get on with your reading, shall we? Sorry, I have a little giggle. My father's a Pisces and he's far from being on the ascension journey, so kind of like still can't apply to him. And not being rude, just being practical, realistic, aware of what is and not what isn't. Trust me, I tried to get through to his logical self, but it didn't happen. Okay, both these cards, first two cards for Pisces, are they in the right order? All right, Pisces, first two cards that we have are Seven of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. So patience and happy family, happy home, they're the two sort of main vibes or energies I'm getting right now. Let's see what else has for us. Okay, are these four also part of the reading for Pisces? And from left to right, are they in the right order? Or facing the right order? Okay, so the next four, King of Cups, Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. I think everybody's getting Eight of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. And then you've got the Nine of Cups. All right, so the previous readings I've done have all had 12 cards. So I'm going to assume that's what Archangel Michel is going to do today. So I will keep shuffling. It's two that flipped. Archangel Michel. And both of these cards next in the reading. In the right order, right. Excellent. Okay, now we've got the Three of Cups. And then the Four of Pentacles. It's kind of like energy. Eclipse is intense energy. Things are coming up for, purging and releasing, so it can be a bit tricky, but it has its highs and very beautiful moments as well, as no doubt you're experiencing. Because as I was saying, you've got the card that represents patience, and then happy family, happy home, happy partner kind of thing. It's emotional fulfillment. Sorry, emotional fulfillment. This eclipse energy is making me very tongue-tied. It's kind of like I want to say things, however, the words kind of start trying to come out all at the same time. So please excuse me for that. Hangman next. All right, so the next card out is the Hanged Man. So as I was saying, so you've got patience, then you've got happy family, happy home, then you've got the King of Cups, who's great partner material, very emotional. However, they can rise above their emotions and they can Yeah, they know how to detach and be mind over heart. Archangel, Judgment and Eight of Cups and next in line. The right way up and the right way. So, alright. Final card, please. I have to say there are some cards that are coming up for every sign that I've done. Mind you, I've only done Aries, Libra, Taurus so far. So yeah, you guys are number 4. Archangel is Magician the final. Alright. And yesterday when I started doing all of these, I was kind of like, maybe I don't need clarifiers for all of them. I'll kind of be selective, but to me it's kind of like if I get clarifiers, that means I'm getting information for more people. So it'll resonate for more people. And that is the desired result on my behalf anyway. So just a second. He's 3 of Swords in the upright. Hierophant, 7 of Pentacles. He's the Hierophant. In reverse. Yeah. In the upright. Fortune. Okay, please clarify the King of Cups. Use the King of Cups. Use 4 of Cups clarifying King. Okay, thank you. Okay, may I please have a clarifier for the 2 of Wands? More information about the 2 of Wands, please. What is going on with 2 of Wands? Okay, just clarifying 2 of Wands. And 7 of Swords for 8 of Pentacles and interesting. As I said, similar energies playing out for a lot of people. This is kind of like a time of divine intervention. A lot of us that are meant to be on a divine path, we have a soul contract to be on a divine life path and to be having an existence that's based in service to humanity and be a ascension process of humanity and to make sure that goes smoothly and according to plan, which so far so good. However, it's been a case of do your own inner work and do your own healing and etc. etc. It's very internal, it's very personal. Now we're being asked to step out into the big bad world out there and in a very sort of transitional kind of time for the world where people are sort of starting to go, everything that I know doesn't fit right. Why? And that whole discomfort kind of thing, like nothing feels good or nothing feels familiar anymore or like it's an appropriate fit for you because all of a sudden you're starting to ascend and your frequency is rising and nobody, like you don't resonate with any of your friends or colleagues or family members anymore. You don't have anything in common. It's kind of tricky to be able to relate. It can be difficult. Let me just check these cards, guys. So far, all the clarifiers are in the right positions for the right cards. Seriously, okay. So use the Chariot for 8 of Cups. And then both of these for Magician. Okay. Look that. All right. I get a feel for what I think Archangel Michael is kind of trying to guide me down the road of working out or kind of doing. And yeah, sometimes it's good to sort of check before I start running with it, because in case you haven't noticed with my very consistent, shall we say, pendulum use, I don't like to leave much room for error in the message. So this is why I use the pendulum. This is also why I invoke Archangel Michael, and I ask him to use me as a microphone, so that the correct messages and the correct guidance and whatever you guys need to know comes out and the right people hear it. So if you've been drawn here for whatever reason, stumbled across this video, Archangel Michael has something to tell you, I believe. All right, so let's get on with it. And what I'm going to do is basically, I've got the initial main tarot cards that I pulled. I'll actually sort of look into that, get the vibe for that, because I feel like it's going to be like one category that applies to whatever messages I get just from that card. Another group of you guys could be what messages I get from the second clarifier card. And then there'll also be a group of, the combined message when you put them together and sort of read them as being a part of the same message or the same picture, so to speak, okay? But it'll make sense. All right, so as I was saying earlier, Seven of Pentacles is the card of patience. It's about having, done the hard work, about plowing the soil and, sowing your seeds and watering it and taking care of it until it sprouts into a plant. But then it also takes time for the fruit to actually to grow on the tree, whatever it is that you've planted. So it's basically, the card of patience. It's you put in the legwork, you've put in you've laid the foundations for something that is an investment that will bear some form of fruit, where it's probably financial, but it is something in the material world. So investments, start a new job where there's a bonus sort of scheme or something like that will boost your income a little bit. So it's something that you actually have to wait for. It's kind of down the road. It's not something that just because you join the company now, you're going to start making bonuses instantaneously. There might be like a cooling off period before they decide they're going to keep you permanently. Like we have this thing here in Australia where it's first 3 months, if you have a full-time permanent job, first 3 months you're on probation. So if you don't get in any trouble, don't stuff up, they decide to keep you on full-time. So it's kind of like, well, then you become eligible for the bonus or all the other little perks that go with the job. So I feel like it could be something like that. Could also be, you've started studying something that's been your lifelong passion, and you're working towards formalizing whatever skills you've sort of naturally got because it's been a lifelong passion and like a hobby or a part-time little personal project kind of thing. So you do kind of know what you're doing, but because you're enrolled in a course or some sort of a program where you're kind of getting the skills and the knowledge that you've gained over the years just by doing it yourself at home kind of thing, now you're kind of formalizing those skills and you're kind of like, man, I know this stuff. This is so boring. Tell me something I don't know. Oh my God, why am I even here? Why? Because you want that piece of paper at the end of it. Okay? Remind yourself that because you need your patience. And yeah, like patience and waiting for, the fruits of your efforts to come around can be put into many, many contexts. Okay? People that are working towards a degree, you may have just finished 1 year. Still got 2 more years to go, my friend. So yes, you're working towards it. We have to be patient. You just need to put in consistent effort, do what's required of you, submit all your stuff on time, all of that business, attend classes, blah, blah. However, that certificate that allows you to be able to go out there into the world and say, I am able to do this or, fill this role or this occupation. That is a long way away. So, I feel like a lot of light workers and people on the ascension path, one of the natural things is you start manifesting things. So you require patience when you're manifesting as well, because it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you visualized, you did your vision board, you written it down in your manifestation diary, you've done your full moon manifestation ritual, new moon manifestation rituals, all of it. So you've put it out there to the universe. Now you just need to be patient and wait for it to come. Okay. I'm surprised we get that much info from that one. Okay, so for others of you, this is in regards to heartbreak. So this is like intense heartbreak. This is, traditionally this is a third party situation. They could be in a married party where a third person has come along and put that little third sword in there, and you can see in this card there's a lot of tears are flowing. So this is a very deep hurt. Now this could be also, because of the way it's sort of coming across and the intensity of it, I feel like this could be past life stuff. This could be even childhood heartache. So, it doesn't have to be a third party situation, but it can be childhood trauma. Maybe you were disciplined a bit excessively. There are some unfortunate stories out there in the world, unfortunately. And it's really sad when anybody hurts a child, anybody hurts anyone for that matter. But, when it's children, they're kind of helpless. So if that is you and this is the kind of thing that's coming up at the moment, I send you so much love, because it's not an easy thing. Like the intensity of the energy and the emotions that are coming up, and for something so painful and so deep to be coming up, it can be quite rough. And if you're not grounding yourself, if you're not, doing things like spending time in nature, even, if you, I know half the world is in winter at the moment. So if you can't go to the beach, even watching like a documentary or something like that about the ocean, excuse me, can be really, really soothing to the soul. Just looking at water is very, very soothing. So like if you're feeling quite sort of torn up from the inside and not quite knowing where to place it, chances are it's something that's a subconscious or a past life, or possibly even like a childhood trauma that you may have shut out. Like, it does happen. And I think it's kind of like, the soul's way of protecting themselves from further damage or further trauma. If they actually did recall that incident and they held onto it, it would just been like beyond reason. Do you know what I mean? Like some people have had really difficult and painful lives. And so having that kind of a trauma and carrying that around from childhood through to adolescence and then into your adult life, which is basically where majority of us that are on the ascension path have ended up before we've addressed all of our past life and our childhood issues, whatever, baggage that we had picked up along the way. So it's weird. And especially if you had blocked it out, and then all of a sudden you're getting like flashbacks or like